What the fuck, Over?
To another episode of Inside the Mind of a Hero.
Still looking.
And today we're joined by our second guest, my roommate from college, one of my best friends, Billy Emerson Lehmann.
Good
What's
morning,
up?
Billy. Good morning.
It's good that you threw both names in there. I appreciate that.
I'm never going to call you Emerson. Let's just be honest.
You
That's
and
just
many
your
of my other family and friends all share the same feelings about that.
But it's a badass stage name, that's for sure.
I appreciate it.
It's got a ring to it.
It does.
Documents too, which is it's nice. I didn't just make it up.
Yeah, that's true. It's real. It's real.
I keep it real.
Yeah.
It's like sharp, right?
Yeah. So you live and you're from Wisconsin originally.
Yes, I'm from a small town about 40 minutes north of Milwaukee called Kewaskum. So yeah, I grew up there before became a part-time Hoosier at Ball State.
Yeah. Chirp chirp.
Yep, chirp chirp. And then I moved back to Wausau. So in the central part of the state now, which is it's cool. Kind of getting. I've been here for like 10 months, so in all the different areas, it's still pretty similar all around. Just Wisconsin's a state and country, so
That's pretty cool. And you're a reporter?
yes, I'm a reporter, weekend anchor at WSAW TV in Wausau. So taking on the news industry, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, you love every second of it, that's for sure.
How many hours a day you work
enjoying it.
over there? How many hours you work a day?
That depends. It really depends on certain days. There's like breaking news or something. It might stretch into a 10-hour.
Right. Okay.
It could be an 11-hour day, but I mean, they try and get us, a 9-hour day with a 1-hour lunch break kind of deal.
Okay.
So it all varies by the story, by the day. I covered an honor flight back in October, and that was I think it ended up being like a 20-hour day of just waking up, flying out at 4:30 a.m. We ended up getting back at like midnight. That was the longest day I've ever worked, but it was also the most gratifying day I've ever had. So it was pretty incredible there.
Right. Those are long days when you have something like that coming in. I remember when years ago I was a casualty assistance officer when we had a young man from the city of Hobart got killed.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
In Iraq in 03, and I got a call from Fort Knox, Kentucky saying, hey, we need someone to be a casualty assistance officer and then another person to be the notifying officer. And at that point, I'd already done it, and notifying is just, it's a significant emotional event. We have to tell a mother or father that their son or daughter has been killed, especially in combat. And then, but this one, I had to work with the family, escorted the body from Chicago down here to Hobart, and then I had to help the family through the financial aspect of it, make sure that they were getting everything they needed. It was tough. It's tough. Long days.
I can't imagine having to go through. And you served in Vietnam, correct, Mr. Marshall?
No.
He's not that old, Billy.
I'm 61, not 71.
My bad. My dates are wrong there. You can edit that out if you want.
Oh.
Leave it in there. Make me look stupid. My bad. That's my bad.
This is our media. No.
No, but I was just like, it was the reason I asked was because like the flight that I went on, it was mostly Vietnam veterans and a few from Korea.
Right.
And they were like, it was cool to see them like at the wall and dealing with that whole aspect. A lot of them were saying goodbyes to their comrades, their fellow soldiers, Marines, all these people that they served with, and the goodbyes that they didn't get to share. And like for someone like me, I'm 23, so I'm just learning from them about all these aspects and whatnot. And to see that emotion was just absolutely incredible. And
yes, you're right.
Yeah, just the having to they shared about coming home too, and there was a huge celebration for them when they came home, welcoming them home and whatnot. It was bringing a lot of them to tears because they said, when we came home from Vietnam, it was throw your uniforms and a trash can and just get on with your life. Like they weren't welcomed like the heroes that they should have been welcomed as.
Well, the problem that I think occurred was when they allowed the media, not necessarily a bad thing, into the combat zones, and they were filming everything, reporting on everything. And combat is a hell of a thing. It's sometimes you get that adrenaline running, and you'll shoot, kill anything standing in your way, and sometimes you fuck up. And there were quite a few fuck ups, I guess, in Vietnam, and they were called baby killers and things of that nature. So. And that got big play on the news, so it's hard to fight the media once that gets out like that. You got to be careful with it. Though the people that did wrong obviously deserve to be punished, but not everybody that went needs to be punished.
Yeah. Okay. So how has work been with all this corona stuff going on?
It's been different. Obviously, a lot of eyes are on media outlets right now. I would say maybe a little bit more than in usual times, regular times, if you want to refer to them as that. No matter how you kind of look at it, whether you're looking at the national media for updates or I work with a local media station, obviously it's all over the place. You're seeing COVID-19 updates, COVID-19 numbers, different safer at home orders. I know you guys in Indiana, I believe you have one right now. We in Wisconsin, where only essential workers are able to go to work, and fortunately for my sake, journalists are considered essential.
They are.
Yeah. It's challenging. For like the reporting aspect, we're working from home a lot, which is
weird.
It's weird. It is. Yeah. It's I totally understand it. Obviously, you want to keep everyone safe. When we do get to go out into the public and interview people, we're keeping our distance. We're not like getting up close to people and miking them up. We're just holding our microphones back from that social distance, that 6 feet. It's strange times, but it's also very historic and important times. You take the kind of mentality of these people need to get this information to stay safe, to keep their families safe, to
make you wear masks.
Of what they're going to do, whether that's staying at home, whether that's trying to figure out what they're going to do with their business, things like that.
Yeah,
it's strange times. It's difficult times for everyone, and it's kind of we're just trying to help get that information out from the trusted sources, the Department of Health Services, the infectious disease experts, all of these people that are sharing their information, their knowledge. We're trying to portray that to the people, and sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they blame us, sometimes they just accept it. Hey, we're telling you the facts of what's going on. And yeah, it's been tricky. It's been a challenge. A few of the people that I work with, some of them they've been in the news as long as I've been alive. And
that's nuts.
And they said this is the biggest story that they've covered, and it's
wow.
Onward. Like you don't know when it's going to end.
It's the biggest story of your lifetimes. If
yeah.
You think about millennials, whatever that age group is, to 32 or.
We're all millennials.
You're all millennials, yeah.
Even Amanda is.
Right. Do you guys? Do they make you wear masks when you go on reporting?
They're starting to. Now that they're recommended out in public, they're having reporters start to wear those masks. Yep. So it wasn't at the beginning it wasn't like a requirement, but now we're having to do that more often, just to try and help prevent the spread of this thing, because anyone could be impacted by it, which I think is really the scary part. You don't know who could be contracting it or whatnot.
And the scariest part is a lot of younger people just carry it. They're asymptomatic. And it's like, that's one thing that worried me about, because right now I work at Indiana Beverage, a beer distributor. And I mean, obviously beer is essential right now, but that whole warehouse is covered in plastic and cardboard. I was just worried about coming home and getting my parents sick. That's the only because let's be honest, if we catch it, chances of us surviving are a lot higher than,
Old people like us.
So I was just worried about them, and that was one thing I contemplated not going to work anymore just for that. But I mean, they're taking precautions at work, and obviously I'm not going anywhere besides home and work, which sucks, but it's got to be done.
And I think it's good that like you said, they're taking precautions. I think a lot of workplaces have really stepped up to the plate and said, we're going to do everything we can to, if you need to be here, you need to be working, we're going to keep you safe. And I think that's been a very good thing to see throughout the country, really.
Yeah, because we have staggered start times, staggered lunch times. They've spread out our break areas, so we're like 4 or 5 feet apart now. Like, it's better than us huddled around a table, but yeah, I think it's good to see that. But I also think they've been trying to take even more precautions at work, and I think they're going a little overboard. They're trying to break it into 2 shifts and like have 8 people work at once. And my thought process is we've been working there for so long already during this thing and we're not sick, or we've already contracted it and we're just carrying it. I think what they need to do is just have all of us work like a normal shift and get us in and out as fast as they can. Because we're zipping past each other so fast and so quick that we're not 6 feet we're more than 6 feet apart most of the day. But
it's kind of one of those, like, who really has the answers too,
Right.
It's such a new problem to have. Like, I mean, Mr. Marshall, you might be able to attest to it too, but I don't think there's ever been something like this that's happened in my parents' lives, my grandparents' lives for that matter. Like, it's such a strange evil that we're fighting right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's something that, I have never seen before. The things that I've been through, the wars, the deployments, 9/11, which started the wars, and the 2008 financial crisis didn't affect me at all. I was pretty lucky being in the military, but yeah, even for people my age, this is a significant event. You're right. And there's no criteria to look back on. You can't go and say, well, what did we do 20 years ago when it happened? There's nothing like that. So everybody's just reacting the best they can right now for the betterment of everybody around.
Yeah. And even, what was it? H1N1, when that hit, that killed over 1 million people that was what, 2009?
I can't remember.
It
was during Obama's presidency.
Yeah, but they didn't shut anything down. It took them over 1.5 years to find a vaccine. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure if what I read was correct, it killed around or over 1 million people worldwide. So it's funny to see. I don't know what's different between the viruses or anything, but
how was the H1N1 contracted? How did that start?
I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, was it animal-based in China like this one was?
I'm not sure. Yeah. But I just find that odd that 10 years later, they're shutting down the entire world. Our economy's shut down.
Yeah. I haven't heard of airplane go by over for a long time.
I know. Usually when we did this thing with Paul, or one of the last times we did it out here, there was 2 little ones that flew over.
Right. But there's nothing now. They're talking. I don't know how it is up locally in Wisconsin, but they're talking because we have O'Hare and Midway up here. 95% of their traffic is ground to a halt.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy to see all of society really be in a sense kind of closed off, shut down. Like, obviously you still got the essential businesses and whatnot that are doing their thing and trying to stay afloat, but it's just to see how it's impacting not just one area but the entire country. It's just really really crazy. It's like I said earlier, it's really historic times that we're living through right now.
It has affected everybody, all walks of life, throughout this entire country,
throughout the entire world.
I guess from my aspect, at least, I've been able to share some really cool stories about it. Like, obviously, there's the struggling and there's the deaths, there's the people.
I was going to ask you, what kind of stories have you gotten to do about it?
It's like, it's their, obviously, like you're getting those important health facts out there, those things that people need to hear to make their decisions, like I said earlier. But like, it's also nice. I've been able to share some of the stories on how people are adapting to it, how they're making the changes. You know, I spoke with a brother and a sister that they have you've seen a lot of these stories kind of popping up around the country now, but they have a mother in a nursing home or assisted living facility, and every day they've got these signs made, and they go stand out her window and they call her on the phone and are talking to her, and I got to follow along with that. And a gentleman who he teaches piano lessons, you know, music. Sharp, I know you and I, we always bonded over our music and whatnot at school, but like music can be such a healing thing during a time like this. And he's teaching his students through FaceTime, through Skype lessons, like helping them keep playing, keeping them in a rhythm. Like you just see different, and a few of my colleagues, and you know, they've covered art teachers that have been helping conduct classes through online. You know, people staying fit through online. There's so many people that are saying, okay, these are the cards that we've been dealt right now. Let's try and get the best hand that we can out of it. And it's been really cool to be able to kind of share that side of things too. And obviously, it's very important to get those health facts out there, to get that essential information to people and let them know what's going on. But to be able to kind of share some brightness and let people smile too, in a way, I think that's equally as important, because it just shows how we're all coming together right now as a human race, as citizens, and really trying to make the best of a bad situation.
And that's one thing I think is very fucked up about our society, is it always takes something bad, 9/11, H1N1, this, to bring everybody together as one and to stop like arguing about things that don't matter. They put aside their politics.
Yeah, their shared sacrifice.
Yeah, it's nice to see that people helping each other, but you just think, why isn't it like this all the time? Like, why does people's politics make you hate that person? Who cares what color their skin are, what religion they are? Just stop being an asshole and, you know, be like this all the time.
I think it's going to be really interesting how the things that we take for granted, we did take for granted, things start going back to normal, like just not having baseball to watch right now.
Oh, it's terrible. It's so bad.
Racing to watch. Like, the Indy 500 is my pride and joy, and that got postponed to August. Like, I think I might tear up when I'm there in August.
I still think it's nuts. By the end of the year living with him, I would stop what I was doing and sit down and watch racing with him. It was incredible. I don't know what was wrong with me. And I would be getting into it.
Not yet, man.
I would, and I could tell he'd get annoyed because I'd be asking questions about drivers and the track, and he'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah. Sharp, shut the fuck up right now, okay? Like, I'm trying to watch this. It's like, all right.
What about football up there with Green Bay?
He's a Seahawks fan.
You're a Seahawks fan. Tell me how that
I'm a Russell Wilson
How did that come about?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
He went to Wisconsin. Did you freeze? Oh no. Okay, you didn't.
Yep. I'm a Russell Wilson fan on Wisconsin. Okay. I knew wherever he got drafted, I was gonna be supporting them. I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers guy, so I wasn't really on the A-Rod bandwagon.
Yeah. Well, I know that with the baseball you guys talked about, I just saw this morning where they're going to use both the Grapefruit League, if they go back to play, Grapefruit League in Florida and the Cactus League in Arizona.
Oh, so they are going to use both?
They're going to use both because it would be too logistics would be too much. Everybody in Arizona.
The Cubs and the Brewers won't even be rivals this year for division.
What's that?
They're going to be separate divisions in that Grapefruit League.
Oh, yeah.
Right. They're going to change it up.
It's going to be... Are they going to allow travel so there will be interleague play for those two?
My understanding is all the American National League players that play in Arizona are going to play each other, and those in Florida are going to play them. How they do the World Series.
So that's going to forever be separated for this season?
I think so. I think so. I could be wrong, but that's the understanding I got when I read that article this morning.
It's unprecedented times, man.
It's weird. I did read about something about baseball and how they're going to do it, and there's going to be a universal DH, so everyone's going to get one.
Really? Both leagues?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hated it at first when they first brought it in, but I'm a National League Cubs fan kind of person, so
We got some pitchers that can hit too.
Yeah,
I can't stand DH.
yeah. I'm starting to wrap my head around
such
a little
a waste
bit,
of
though.
Yeah.
Go catch a fly ball.
Right. That's true. That's true. What else has been happening up in Wisconsin?
Oh, just trying to stay busy, stay healthy.
Yeah. What have you been doing when you're off of work? What do you?
So I kind of found out that I don't do much when there isn't quarantine. I think a few people have come across that issue. Like it's been like, oh, I guess I'm really doing the same thing I was doing beforehand. I should probably get more active. I was bummed. I would go play basketball at the Y a lot, and that was really I was getting into a rhythm with like having a system of doing that, a routine, and then this all happened and kind of took that away. So that was a bummer. I started playing piano.
Oh yeah, you sent in the group that you bought a keyboard.
Picking up a hobby. I've always wanted to learn that, and I was like, well, now's the perfect time. I can't do anything else.
That's true.
It's been a task and a half, but slowly but surely starting to.
Have you learned any songs? Have you gotten Hot Cross Buns down yet?
I've got Hot Cross Buns down. Got some, I think it's Mozart or Beethoven or something, some little thing.
One of those old guys that played.
Yeah, one of those classical geniuses. Yeah.
What a different way to say that from you to me. I said one of those old guys. You go, one of those classical geniuses. All right, okay.
Slow jab. But no, it's like doing stuff like that. Just Amazon Prime, watching movies and stuff.
Yeah, it's insane. I've watched so much stuff.
Thank God for streaming services.
Yeah, I've watched so much stuff, so many podcasts on YouTube that like I used to watch like a TV show or a podcast before I go to bed, and now I'm just like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I don't want to do that anymore. It's weird. I was like, I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of just staring and like I've watched so many of the same kinds that I know what's gonna happen. I know what they're gonna talk about.
Right.
Like I need to just watch this while I'm driving to work or when I've got nothing else to do.
It's strange, at least for me too. Like I work from 2 to 11, so I get home from work and I'm kind of like, like you get like the adrenaline or whatnot of just, it's a work day, and then like you got to kind of unwind, and like I usually can't fall asleep until 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Sounds like somebody else I know.
Sleeping
yeah, me too.
10:30, and it's like it's just kind of weird times. Like I feel like I need to try and adjust my sleep schedule to go to sleep as soon as I get home, and then wake up and have a normal day before work.
Yeah. Same thing. I get home from work because I start at 4:30, and I get home anywhere between 9:30 and 11:30, and I'm up till like about 1 o'clock. I usually come home and play some Xbox or something.
Yeah.
And I wake up. Like today, I had to get up early to do this. Like
early.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
What time is it? It's noon now. 11:30. Okay.
Yeah, I set my alarm for 10 a.m. It was bad.
You rolled out of bed at 10:35.
Yeah, drank a cup of coffee, and then I went and dragged all this stuff out here.
You're all dressed up for it too. I can see.
Well, my thing is, just because it's quarantine doesn't mean you need to dress like a bum every day. So at least a few times a week, I try to put on normal person clothes.
Tell them about the clothes you wore by the grill.
Oh, did you see my Instagram story the other day that you guys didn't respond to? Yeah, I put on my best dad outfit, fanny pack and all, socks and sandals. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't believe it. I think you need to post it again. I think you need to get all dressed up again.
I mean, I think I look pretty darn. I had a normal T-shirt tucked into my jean shorts. Yeah, fanny pack. I had a spatula in hand. All I needed to do was shave off the beard and leave the mustache. Yeah, no. My plan is once it fills out, I'm cutting everything off and leaving the stash for a while.
Some people just can't.
Does he get his style from you, Mr. Marshall? Is that the?
I think that's what he's saying, but some people can carry it, others can't. Oh, so now you got to get the camera fixed? So we have to announce this to the people. You're going to go, oh, no, he's got blurry video. That's good for me, though. You guys know me, yes.
I didn't check the camera after I put the laptop there. So when I did it, it focused on that instead of our faces. So as I looked around, I go, oh, that's not good. But we're all fixed now. We're all fixed. But yeah, I don't think my mustache looks too bad. The worst part is it thins out towards the end. So from a distance, it looks like a Hitler stash, and then you get closer and notice the rest of the mustache.
There's more there. Just start filling it in a little bit, get a magic marker or something.
Yeah.
Gotta take some mascara or something and fill it in.
I used to do that when I was in high school. You know, I had little blonde hairs over here, and I used to call, Mom, I need to make it look darker. I'm going to prom. I need to look like I'm older.
It's kind of nuts to imagine that mustaches were a super popular thing.
They were?
Well,
they were popular for us when we wanted to look older and we got our phony IDs to go to the bars. You know,
okay.
That was the main thing.
Cover up the baby face a little bit.
Got to get rid of the baby face and get your phony IDs out and go to the bars in Illinois.
I don't find it as weird for mustaches as I do for like sideburns.
Like chops?
Yeah.
You know, just for that, I'm going to blow mine.
See, he tried to do it, and it looked bad.
I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now just because of this conversation.
But
this is the longest I've ever had this in my life. So yeah.
I remember sidetrack on what I was going to say prior. You know, I'll say the first thing. But I've got a friend from home. He's a firefighter here, and he can't grow a beard anyway, but he can grow really good sideburns. So, like, he'll just let them go. And he always cuts them when they get to a certain length. And I go, just make sure it doesn't cover your mask for work and just let them go, man. The rest of your face is peach fuzz. Just let the side... And it's bad how good they are.
Sideburns?
Yeah, Brady.
Like you're a little jealous about them, aren't you?
I am. No. I'm not jealous because I can grow a full beard, so I've got him on that. But my side... whatever was I remember when I moved in with you guys, I still had my beard. So like you had really gotten to know me without a beard prior, but Tanner had never really talked to me.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if you guys were out at the bar or what, but I shaved one night. And you guys got home and I come downstairs and I go, hey, guys. And Tanner goes, put it back on. And I was like, huh? He goes, put it back on. You look weird. I've never seen that. And I was like,
you know what you should try? You know what you should try next is that if you want to do that, you should shave this and just let it go straight across and come down like mutton chops from General Burnside of the Civil War. You look crazy.
Yeah, it would look crazy.
Got to try something.
You know,
they say that like fashion comes back around. It could be the time to bring the chops back. You know,
that's true. I don't know if we're gonna go that far back in time for the chop, but maybe mustaches. One of the coolest and happiest things that makes me is this internet popularity where new fathers, when their child is born, swap out their shoes for dad New Balances and put on a dad outfit. And I love every second of that.
The Velcro tennis shoes?
That makes me just like fancy new, like, my green New Balances, but like white ones. Okay. Oh, man.
Gearing up for battle.
I would kill to have a baby right now just for that reason.
Oh, shit.
Just so I can have a reason to put those jean shorts on and a off-white collared shirt, tuck it in with an old belt, socks and sandals. Let's go, baby.
You don't need a baby to do that, Sharp. You can
no, you don't.
Just do that. That's fine.
God help us all on that.
All right. Whatever. Anyway, what else is going on, Billy? How's life after college?
It's been better than what I expected.
Good.
Is that good? Just like, I really thought I was going to miss you guys, and no, I'm just kidding.
No, he does.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I just don't. No, I do. I miss you. I miss you guys a lot. Like, I miss being able to hang out with just living with you and Tanner and being so close to Chuck, Jamie, Jake, Mike, everybody that was all so close, like our big group of friends, like being able to just hang out and go do whatever after classes, like that was great.
Yeah, that's the thing I miss about college the most is just being able to always have somebody to hang out with. Never have nothing to do. And if you have nothing to do, you're doing nothing with somebody. Like, let's go grab something to eat, let's go grab a drink, let's go sit on the porch deck, do homework, anything.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the part that, like, it was kind of like, man, like, you know what, I miss this. But, like, I was ready to graduate. I was ready to kind of get on with what I want. I knew that I wanted this career. Like, I knew I was ready to start it.
Yeah, and I mean, months before we graduated, you already had the job, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to have accepted the job and all that fun stuff in, like, February. So
yeah, you and Tanner both, really.
Second semester, I was like, all right.
Yeah. I don't care about these classes.
So, yeah, it was. I mean, it was a lot of fun. That second semester, especially, kind of not having the stress of, oh man, what am I going to do next? Like, I kind of had that figured out. So it was.
Yeah, that's good. That was good.
It was cool. I definitely miss you guys a lot. I'm glad we have things like Zoom, like FaceTime, things to be able to stay.
Yeah, it's nice. That and our group chat.
Yeah, the group chat's still firing away every day, man.
Always. I mean, last night, me and Mike played some Call of Duty for a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah, we got video games to kind of connect through and all that fun stuff.
You guys got that going for you.
Yeah.
You know, though, I understand what you say when you say that you had a job already, you knew it, you were ready to. It relieves a lot of stress. It really does toward the end of your college career. It's the same thing when you join the military. Usually you don't go right away. You'll go and you raise your hand and you swear to uphold the Constitution, but you won't ship for another 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 or 6, depending. And it's called delayed enlistment. But all that pressure you had, you may be doing the same thing, which is nothing, not having a job. But you know that in 6 months or whatever, you're going to go into the military and you're going to start your career, you're going to make your money and have your medical, all that good stuff. So it's the same thing. I understand that feeling, though.
Sure.
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
You could have. You know what I told you to do.
Yeah, no, but I had a nice internship. I loved my internship. I miss my internship right now. I got to be around baseball every day for 3 months.
Yeah, man.
That was awesome. But, yeah.
And you've been being able to stay busy too, right? With some freelancing pictures and whatnot, things like that. Like, you've been.
Yeah, not as much as I'd hope, but a little bit.
I mean, and I know now things are kind of crazy with what's going on, but
yeah, but I mean, prior to this, I worked with the photo place in town here, and we would do a bunch of stuff. He had me doing a lot of sports. I did a couple high school dances. That was weird. I did my old high school's winter dance. That was weird. I was just, and then like
you get all dressed up for the occasion.
I had to. I was like, what do I have to wear? You like at least a button-up shirt. I was like, God damn it. I was like, all right. And then through my sister, because she's the one of the athletic trainers here, and I would go hang out with her when I first got home a lot. So I got to know like some of her athletes and stuff. And so some of the football players, some of the soccer girls would come up to me. I was like, "Can you just go away, please? Go dance your dance. Let me take your photo and just shoot." Like, it's like I want to get out of here is way more than you do. But it was
just wanted to be in the company of the great Sharp Marshall.
I mean,
that is true.
Anybody would be honored to be around me.
They wanted to learn from your wisdom.
That's true. And there's a lot to learn. All right. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see like some old high school teachers, catch up with them a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have them talk to you like you're not a student anymore. That was kind of cool.
Talk to you like an adult.
Yeah.
It is.
It was nice.
I love that you're repping the Bevy Bistro hat.
Yeah, I thought I'd rep your point of work in college and mine. I've got a bro shirt on.
I love it.
What's the top?
Bevy Bistro. It was a restaurant right across the street from Brothers that because Billy actually worked for Brothers for about 2 weeks.
I think like 3 shifts.
Yeah, he worked 3 shifts and then said, "Dude, I can't do this. You get home too late." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't have a sleep schedule." And then he started serving across the street. And that went to shit real quick because we'd all hang out at Bevy. And for some reason, drinks were real cheap.
See, here's the problem with like the whole Brothers thing. You are what, 6'4"?
Correct.
210?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, like you got me in. So I'm 5'10", 70, and I'm having to throw these people out of a bar as a bouncer.
Yeah.
No, I am not I'm a talker. So I'm like, when there was a serving opportunity that I could talk to people and serve them, I'm like, absolutely, I'm taking that. So
yeah.
See, but in that sense,
switch roles a little bit.
I'm a talker too, and most of the time I could talk people into leaving the bar on their own, which was very nice.
I feel like it helps though when you're able to look down at them. Like looking up at this person, like, "Excuse me, sir, can you please leave?" And they're not taking that serious at all.
True. That, and I think Jamie worked for 2 or 3 shifts also there. Yeah.
Same time I did, yeah.
I remember his first night was either a Tuesday or a Friday, which are 2 of the busiest nights at Brothers.
Tuesday?
Yeah, it's Mug Club.
Mug Club.
Gotta have something on a Tuesday.
$1.50 double wells.
Wow.
$2 burgers.
You can't beat
a lot of money was spent at Mug Club.
Oh, so much money. Yeah, and then sometimes a lack of money was spent at Mug Club. That was a glorious thing. I look back on that and I think, how did they get away with giving anyone drinks for? It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think it's just that place was had so much cash flow coming in. I mean, people that are like, a lot of colleges, they usually have 15, 20 go-to bars.
Yeah.
They had 2.5.
2.5.
I consider Bevy a half because they'd close at 11. Like, it's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'd always close early. So
there's always Be Here Now.
Yeah. Yep.
Be Here Now is the hipster, weird person bar, people like to put it. I thought it was awesome.
No, Be Here Now I had some good times to Be Here Now.
I had great times to be here.
It just really wasn't the go-to place, I guess. You know.
No. A lot of people didn't like it because of the atmosphere in there, but it had a very downtown Muncie vibe to it.
Yeah,
like one of those bars, which I liked. And what was it? Every Friday they had open mic or live music.
Yeah, they'd have they'd have kids that did stand up.
Yeah,
like they'd come in and do their thing. Like they had some cool events there.
Yeah, but Bevy was cool. It's crazy how to shit that went so quickly because they had delicious food.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, I remember my parents didn't come visit until after they closed, and I was really disappointed because I was really hoping for a free meal at Bevy, and I knew they would have liked it, but
you always had a free meal when we came down.
That's true.
That was the best. Obviously, you love to see the parents come visit, but
you also love
free meals were killer, man. Those were the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's because our kitchen was such a mess too that they knew you guys couldn't cook anything.
Oh, our kitchen was bad a lot. I
love you. I love Tanner, but I love living alone now.
Oh, dude, when
Much easier to keep things clean.
I know. When I when I lived in Muncie, the 2 summers prior to living with you guys, obviously everybody left, so I had an entire 3-bedroom house to myself, and it was glorious.
So nice to be able to.
Like once a week, I would clean the living room because I was in there all the time. Clean the kitchen whenever I needed. It was just the easiest thing in the world, and it was big enough that it didn't look cluttered. And I get bored sometimes from I'd get home from the golf course from work, and I would just get so bored, and I would just start cleaning because I was bored. I didn't want to do anything else.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Why aren't you like that here?
Anyway, honestly, summers in a college town are great. Did you ever stay in?
I was in Muncie for all of May, which, I mean, I know May people think oh, you're still in school, but we graduated May 4th, May 5th, whatever day that was. So, I mean, really the whole month was summer.
Yeah.
I would be going back and forth between Indianapolis, working at the track, and then coming back to Muncie at night. But it was weird being we'd go out at night after when I'd get back and whatnot, and it was man, it's just there's no one there. You're so used to being so busy all the time, and there's just nobody. It's
yeah, it was kind of nice.
School brings in.
Because my first summer there, I worked at the golf course. That was my first whatever, and so that was when I really got to know Lindsay. Yes, I worked with her, and then there was 3 other people that worked at the golf course, all our same age, and so we would, after work, we'd take our tips and we'd pool them together, and then we'd just go to Brothers and have dinner and drinks, and we'd go especially on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because Wednesdays was solely trivia then. And wings, so we'd get wings, and there would be a couple times we'd win trivia, and we'd just, buy a bunch more drinks, and that's when I got to know Korn and Eddie better, and the summer's really cool because you find the people at the bar, you realize, all right, this is going to be the same 15, 20 people here all summer, and so you all just become friends, and then you just hang out and do everything together when you're off work. It was such a good time, and being able to make money, and not have to worry about a lot of things, not have to worry about school. It was really cool. You got to meet a lot of people, and then it was a weird transition back into school because I'd switch houses and I'd be like, damn, I'm living in the same place, but now I have more responsibilities. I don't like this.
The adulting thing's kind of tough, right?
The adulting thing is a little unfortunate, but
I gotta ask, Sharp, is the Duke still running strong?
The Duke is running strong. She's got a cracked windshield, needs a little paint, and a couple other minor things, but she's trucked.
Looks as glorious as ever.
Yeah,
needs to be outfitted with another pool liner for you, when the summertime comes.
Did we ever do that at the Beacon? Put a tarp in the bed of the truck and make a pool?
We talked about it.
Oh, we couldn't find a hose.
We couldn't find a water source. Yeah, we did discuss it though. It was, if there was any idea that you could think of at school, we were probably at least thinking about trying it. So
yeah, those are good times with the tailgating, all the parents and the kids together and stuff. Yeah,
I love tailgating.
That truck was just perfect for tailgating too.
It was. For those of you watching who don't know, Billy deemed my truck the Duke because I got an oil change one time, and from the Duke of Oil, the sticker peeled off of the back window, and all that left was the Duke. And he said it 2 or 3 times, and I go, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, it's the Duke. And I go, huh, it's better than Clifford. We'll take it.
So Clifford, the big red truck, no thank you. It's the Duke.
that big red truck, it got you a lot of places. Took you to school and back countless times out to
For
South
5
Carolina,
years.
South Carolina.
Down to South Carolina.
Yeah,
I was so jealous of that truck, man. I still am. I love that truck.
Well, you can buy it if you want it.
Need some work. Just basically body stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to take that connection that you have with that truck. I wouldn't want to break that.
I cannot wait to get a vehicle with decent gas mileage. This tank and gas prices has been phenomenal for my self-esteem and this truck.
How much is gas now? I haven't even been out.
About 161.
That's good.
Last time I
for
saw
that truck.
It only took me like $50, $60 to fill up last time.
That's not bad.
No, usually it's like 75, 80.
Easily. How long have you had that truck? When did we get that for you?
Sophomore, junior year of high school.
And gas back in the day was $4 or more a gallon.
$4. You better bet your ass I was only driving 2 miles of school and back. But yeah.
They got the tennis nets up in Hobart yet?
Do they? Yeah.
They don't. I think they're not letting anybody on like the school tennis courts. They're not letting them do that. They do have a tennis. I don't know if they still have the nets up down here at Fred Rose Park. They're not making. I've seen people out there hitting the ball around, and nobody's kicked them out of it like they do the parks. But they got them up though. Yeah.
Sure. I feel like tennis is one of those sports, like you can still play that, and you're obviously distanced enough, like you're not right up next to someone, so you can be somewhat safe about it. But yeah, it's
I miss golf courses too.
And golf.
It's about school.
Yeah, listen, tennis would piss me off every time playing Billy, because I would have him the first half of the set, and then for some reason he would just, I would go way too hard at the beginning. And then he would just have this steady momentum. And we would play for the parking spot because we had 2 parking spots right by our apartment and then a back lot. And so every 2 weeks or so, me and Billy would play for that second spot because Tanner drove way more. I'm like, all right. And I'd be up like 5-3 or 5-4, and I'd be like, cool, I've got this. And somehow I would fudge it up every time. Every time.
That's why you parked in the other spot all the time.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I was so upset.
I'm surprised that they allow people on the golf courses, especially 2 in a cart, when you're trying to do that 6-foot distance. If you have a
are the golf courses open?
Yeah, it's the governor said they're.
What am I doing?
The governor said that they're great recreation.
Go get the bag ready, sharp.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
I have been waiting to go golfing.
I don't think they'll let you have a cart though unless you're by yourself. You'd have to have a pull cart.
What if we say we live together?
They would. They have liabilities. They'd have to.
Whatever. I'll walk, you ride.
The way I look at it now, though, is we make the sacrifices now, and it's going to be. It'll help things go back to normalcy.
Yeah, and one thing I read, I forgot what doctor or somebody said it, but. He said, we're never going to have the world we had before Corona. We're going to have one without social distancing and wearing masks. But he said he doesn't think we're ever going to go back to what we think is normal.
It'll be interesting.
Talk about shaking hands.
Shaking hands?
Yeah, they said, people aren't going to do that anymore. It's just like, how you doing?
I don't know. Which, I found that odd, but I don't know. Because there's so many people already not paying attention to social distancing that, like, I don't know. I feel like when it does get back to normal, I think it will be I think there will be a few things that people do, like maybe people are going to wash their hands more, or maybe people sanitize their carts or doorknobs and stuff more often, but I don't think it's going to be like, whoa, you remember the time before Corona? Whoa. Like,
it's definitely I feel like with the like with the disease itself, there's just so many unknowns. Like you don't know what the future is gonna hold either in terms of it. But
yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
Just listen to the experts and do what we can to try and help prevent it from being a bigger problem than it already is.
Right.
Yeah.
Just mitigate the bad things.
I think that's a good idea.
Right.
Good reason. And on that, folks, I think it's been a wonderful episode.
We've done well.
Yeah.
Except for the first half. Man.
I appreciate the opportunity to join you guys.
Yeah. Billy, go ahead and plug yourself.
Plug what? Well, follow me on Twitter if you want. That's kind of my big thing. E Lehmann TV. I think that's my Twitter name. Yeah, that's my Twitter name.
Okay.
Yeah, follow along. It's been a pleasure chatting with you guys. I've enjoyed it. I appreciate you bringing me on.
Yeah, appreciate you being on it. Very good hour. Very good hour. I like it.
Fun.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
Adios.